Let's move to Panicked in Pittsfield. And Panicked writes, I inherited a home with my two sisters. One of my sisters has lived in the home since our father's passing about 7 years ago. The other day, to our amazement, she received an eviction notice from a man who says he is an investor. He says he purchased the home that went into auction back in 2018. We are panicked because we own this home, and how do we prove this? From Panicked in Pittsfield.
Well, I feel so badly for those people, but only two things can be looked into. You know, the first would be to contact the county tax, the county treasurer, find out, did you lose your home to tax foreclosure?
Mm-hmm.
That's one. I mean, find out if your home was ever on the tax rolls. Because just because you inherit a property doesn't mean that you don't have
free and clear,
the obligation, right? Don't have the, and I've seen that. I mean, it's unfortunate. People, people with reverse mortgages think a lot of times that they don't have to pay taxes on their reverse mortgage, you know,
yes,
that they're just done. And then they find out they have problems that they didn't pay on the taxes. So that does happen. So yes, pick up the phone and call your county. And that's, I think, where do they say? Pittsfield? I think that's Washington County. Call the treasurer and find out what's going on over there about your home. That's number one. And number two, I would definitely take a very long look at that eviction document to see what's going on. Is it real? If it's valid? There's a process and procedure for an eviction, and you have to have notice, and you know, maybe somebody snuck something through the courts, or maybe it's not even real. Okay, there are people who have left property out of fear of like being thrown out for foreclosure, and it turns out the documents aren't done right, it was never done right, or it's not even real. So
wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. I know I sound like jaded sometimes. I know I smile a lot, like, you know, I like this stuff, but at the same time, there are a lot of charlatans in real estate. There are a lot of bad people who are trying to pull stuff over, you know, on unsuspecting, innocent people. It's just, maybe that's the theme tonight. So when in doubt, you know, you're right. These people were right to pick up the phone and call into the office and tell us what's going on. And I am sure that one of my clerks or one of my colleagues has already ordered title work to verify what the hell is going on with these people. Okay, so that's it.
So as a landlord, I'm aware of the eviction moratorium right now. So if you're watching way in the future, people who are watching this video, this is right now, coronavirus. So is there, did the eviction moratorium pass into 2021, or did it end at the end of 2020?
Yeah, no, you can evict people now, but it's still a process. You have to do, it's more of like a two-step process. It used to be a one-step hearing. Now the parties have to show that they tried to work something out before. So you have to come back twice, okay?
So there's more hoops to jump through.
That's correct. The procedure is longer. We don't really do, like, we do evictions, but you know, I would defer. There's an attorney that you probably know. He does is evictions, and that would be Justin Smith. Pardon me, he does big scale evictions. What we do, we handle evictions usually dealing with land contract issues or foreclosure issues, or where they're highly contested. So they're not going to be run-of-the-mill eviction. They're going to have problems where there's, it's more than just did somebody pay or not pay.
It's complicated.
There's usually complicating. And so we're dealing with those issues, and we do a lot of commercial evictions. So, but when we deal with this, right now, judges, to their credit, almost every court that I'm dealing with, and we deal with the whole state of Michigan and Northern Ohio when it comes to these evictions. And judges, to their credit, are very sensitive to what's happening with the economy. So they are taking more time to make sure that the procedures are followed properly, and also to ensure that the recipient, usually the tenant, has been afforded their rights. And so there have been a couple of times that my colleagues in my office have been asked to show certain things, and we have to go back and get the information to show better notice, etc. Judges are much more careful. The eviction moratorium doesn't even doesn't even apply to commercial transactions, but just recently we had a judge who was like, well, I don't care. The moratorium, which is now just the process, the two-step process, even though it's a commercial property, which doesn't come under this residential requirement because it's not residential, I'm going to still make you do it. So it's like, okay, well, you're in that judge's courtroom. The judge is trying to be cautious. It's a little overkill because this is commercial, but it does happen from time to time that judges right now are being much more cautious. What's a concern here is that the eviction paperwork, you have to, it's like 56 days, 52 or 56 days. I have to double check, but it's around 56 days. And then that document is no longer valid. So that means if I went back 56 days, that's around Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
No judges were really doing evictions. Like that was during the moratorium.
Right.
That truly was the moratorium. That was, nobody's going to be looking at anything.
Right.
So, yeah, these people will just verify what happened, right? Don't take people's word for it. I have a gentleman. He lives in California. His mother lives here in northern Oakland County. She's an older lady, and they told her and the like the CNA, the live-in nurse, that these people had lost the house. So this older lady and the nurse left the house, left it. You wouldn't believe this stuff that goes on, Blair. Left the house, thought that they lost the house. They didn't know. They left. And some guy comes from like Genesee County and starts cleaning out the house. And my client comes in from, out west to visit his mother, and there's nobody there. You can't make this stuff up. I want to say shut up. And I'm going to say, you can't make this stuff up. And he goes to the house, and there's a bunch of people throwing crap out of the house. And he's like, what the hell's going on? They retained us. And it is a cluster. It's a cluster. And now we're working with everybody's working together to rectify the problem. There is a problem. It's ongoing right now, so I'd rather not say too much.
Sure.
Too much already. But sometimes people make mistakes, and it's unfortunate because the older lady the mother did not know what was going on, just too old. So again, you asked David, how do you deal with seniors? the elder law. Okay, yes. I don't deal with Medicaid and Medicare and all that stuff, but I deal with seniors when it comes to protecting their property, their biggest asset. So I have a certificate in education dealing with continuing education dealing with elder care law and elder law, but I don't do any of the elder care planning. I get involved when these seniors are being ripped off by the public, being ripped off by their family members when it comes to their real estate. So we get involved there. That's again goes back to that question, David, why don't you just say senior or elder care law? Why do you have that certification? Because it deals with real estate.
Wow.
Boy, yeah, it's a lot of stuff. I feel terrible for those people. Terrible.
Me too.
Yeah, go get yourselves. I already know that one. We have that one. We've already ordered the title. We've already contacted the alleged investor and told him don't do one thing until we verify with the courts. Here's the problem right now with COVID. The courts are not. It's district court. You can't get online to get some of the information. You have to wait. To pull the information from. They're going to have to email it to us or fax it.
Yeah.
So not electronic filing in that area.
Okay. Okay.